Welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready to jump into map number 1. We are here on Mirage, ECSTATIC versus Team Falcons.
Yeah, and there's confirmation. Body, center of the screen. Definitely is participating into this one. Falcons, this is a quicker play. Contact out towards B. And there's a double underpass push. Look at this from ECSTATIC. Python's lined up the utility. Needs to clear. And that's the bomb dropped. That's a huge misstep. ECSTATIC are completely trying to pincer in the Falcons. kennyS just trying to nullify any of this presence. But my goodness me. What an absolute collision. NBK now tries to deal with Kraken. It's a bit messy, but Falcons are on top.
Yeah, Falcons managed to recover that despite the crunch coming through and looking very good for ECSTATIC early on. Cabby, you can see, also gushed down by the Glock, so they have to play very passive here. The Team Falcons, they can just take a moment, take a breather, reset, and then decide where they want to take this. But I love the initiative for ECSTATIC to go for that, but a great recovery from Falcons.
It's unbelievable they managed to turn this one around, and I really like this slowdown now. The fact that they've not moved a muscle, it just creates doubt, and what it does is just separates the defense of ECSTATIC. Cabby, yeah, he can spot this, but he has 3 points of health. He was caught up in all of the initial gunfights, and now there's 3 players staring him down. He could have a quick angle, but no, Body will silence him. Queenix, it's a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, the 1 HP didn't seem to matter too much when his head gets completely removed. Queenix smoking kit, but he has hit 3 nice kills and doesn't get the first. Body takes him down, 2 in the round, and Falcons get the pistol on the board.
That's exciting, though. If we're going to get this initiative out of ECSTATIC early, if the CT side is going to start pushing, throw doubt into Falcons, try and unsettle them during these defaults, and we've got a really spicy game of Mirage on our hands. You take a look at the economy, ECSTATIC not investing too much, literally 1 flashbang to try and set them up for a play. They want to get the M4s out as soon as possible.
A heavy lean over towards B, and well, they think better of it based on the smokes landing. I think that's given them a bit of an indication, and they decided they want to play around this one. A flash in the hands of Cabby, so he can throw it over the top of A and out towards mid to enable the rest of the team to peek on through. There's that flash coming over now. They're going to find mid empty, just 1 player in MBK all the way back. So see how many kills he can farm up here. Just the 1. So an AK can be recovered at the very least. And Falcons find themselves completely clear bomb site.
Yeah, Falcons don't mind that compromise. AK trade for the round. That's completely fine. It's worth sending the USPs in just to try and steal away another rifle. kennyS has got to be a little bit careful. Just because Queenix is on the other side of the wall. 2 AKs here, that'd be pretty good. Rate of return for this CT side. However, I feel like it's just going to be the 1. Just.
Yeah, just the 1. I mean, you know, flashbang for an AK. It's an alright trade out. That one going exactly as you expected. Kraken holds on to the AK. Could even technically drop over... No, they won't do it. No AWP, I don't think, will come out. So, alright, good start from Falcons early on their map pick. Now the guns can come out for the CTs, and we can see if they've got anything special in store for us. Also, you can ignore that in this corner for a second there. That was not current map statistics. We're on map 1. 0-2, the scoreline.
DT, at least for ECSTATIC, to accompany these rifles. What's the play here? Alright, aggression in towards mid. Cabby sent forward by Salazar. Can't see anything, but potentially could get a quick flank going. Meanwhile, there's contact all the way over towards stairs. Nade doesn't quite finish the job. Max does manage to escape, but now there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Mank's lucky to be alive off that. Dodges that nade like Neo. MBK spotted out Cabby, so Cabby crab walking around is going to get punished for it. No damage done either. Wonder if there was a sound cue there if MBK is just holding it. Does look like maybe he was just holding that angle and Cabby gets caught out a little bit faster. He might have even made a timing there, but not going to be the case. So the CT is having taken so much damage onto Manx and also losing that player on the flank. They decided to try and crunch onto B. A bit of a stack over here, maybe catch someone off guard, but it's going to be the wrong play. The fake smoke's thrown out and execute being feigned over towards the B bomb site, but Max is going to quickly find out that is not the truth, and he's going to find that 1 kill. But again, we're in the situation where Falcons have managed to find themselves an empty bomb site.
It's almost like ECSTATIC, a player Mirage like Inferno, trying to cheat people over temporarily, leaving a bomb site vacated. Instead, it's the wrong decision. NBK taking contact again. 3 quick kills. But meanwhile, Queenix and Kraken, they're combining towards CT. It's a 2 versus 2 in a blink of an eye. And there's limited time to place the bomb down. kennyS has to try and punch in the digits. Queenix doesn't want to overstep. And NBK's holding this line. It is a really good round from NBK. kennyS denies him of the ace. But regardless, Falcons continue the flawless streak.
I think NBK ran out of a couple of bullets at the end there to close out the ace, but even just his positioning at the end there was fantastic. The way he was holding out wide to the right while kennyS was planting the bomb, just to disallow any sort of swing out, anyone boosting up on top of Ticket to peer on over to try and deny that bomb plant, because there was only about 10 seconds left on the clock when kennyS starts planting there, so if that gets denied, suddenly it's all falling apart for Falcons. The NBK is saving the day with a fantastic 4K.
It's immediate pace change as well. Coming out of Falcons, quick play in towards middle. Kraken, solo rifle. Does get the best of NBK. And actually very lucky to escape. Just by a sliver, will then juggle that rifle onto a player with Kevlar. Kenny might even think about throwing NBK's rifle out of the map to ensure that that doesn't happen. Yeah, he's just shooting his other one away. Maybe for Body, who is on a little bit of a timer here as ECSTATIC push in towards ramp. That's information gained at the very least.
Yeah, Body gets an upgrade. So the worst case for Falcons is an Mach 10 gets picked up. They have reinforced this B bomb site. 3 players over here, and Salazar's not that far away, although he just has the USP, so he is not going to be doing a lot of damage, but you can just provide that extra level of distraction. And this time around, Falcons are not walking into an empty bomb site. 3 players coming up short. Cabbi tucked in towards bench with the M4. He can do so much damage here. Queenix tucked into the corner as well with the Desert Eagle. Python leading the charge. The rest of the players jump onto the site. They haven't cleared anyone yet. Salazar strikes first. A couple more kills come through. Body left all alone now on the site itself. 3 players to find, 20 seconds to do so. Knows M4 is at the back of sight, but he can't even take him down. The stack from ECSTATIC is perfect.
Yeah, really nice play, and that's based off the information that they gathered towards ramp. Sending 2 players there early. They might have even heard Body falling off of Palace. And that's just the indication. ECSTATIC put the pieces together, and rather than send players through underpass and try and catch off guard again, that seems a little bit too predictable, especially when you've got pistols, close range, make sure you've got your trade in. It just works out perfectly. That's a round that ECSTATIC were never really entitled to win, but it does give them a lifeline in the early stages back in on their CT side.
Allows them to get up this AWP onto Salazar early. To push on in. Mysterious holding it. So ready for any sort of aggression here. The AWP pushing with the rifle support is a fairly common setup on the CT side. You normally won't see them overextend from the position they're in here where they can set up that phaser switch. And well, kennyS's AWP strikes first. Nice shot onto Kraken. Gets a little bit too curious walking up short. And Manx does the same. Masuda's patience is rewarded.
Yeah, curiosity killed the ECSTATIC. And Cabbi might be the victim of the same fate. Fortunately, for him, no one's there, and kennyS can now just post on this angle. Salazar's so worried about Palace. Limited information. These pushes have been punished, and now Falcons, they reset over towards this B bomb site, but as 2, that's ECSTATIC, right? That is until Masuda on his lurk gets 1 kill. But in fact, ECSTATIC, they're not falling for this. Another 30 seconds. 2 versus 4, and this flashbang. Oh, it's perfect. Never mind. Body deals with Queenix, and now on the bomb site, they can collapse on towards Cabbi. Body doesn't even need anyone else's help. That's perfect.
So many clean moments there from Falcons. That kill from Masuta was so nasty onto Salazar.
Yeah.
He's holding with an AWP from jungle, holding Palace. That's such a classic angle where the AWP should be winning every single time. And Masuta with the Galil just swings on out, takes him down in one bullet. Absolutely beautiful. Pretty much single-handedly dismantles the A side. And even though Falcons walk into the stack, the timing on that flash setup was just a second or two too late. Body clears the angle, and, well, that's all over at that point.
It's good to see that Falcons have already figured out that ECSTATIC are quite prone to push for these information plays. That round, literally, they walked into 2 players. kennyS holding the boost, and then Masuta actually got that entry over towards ramp. So 2 kills from different A positions. ECSTATIC need to rethink their options. Probably not for the remainder of the half, but certainly in the immediate future. Salazar can reinvest an AWP. It's been dropped over by one of his teammates. In fact, Cabby's a team player. He has a 5-7 instead.
Yeah, that's who you want on your team. Salazar, almost an opportunity, goes back for a second bite, but misses it this time as well. Very bold after he got legged by kennyS to re-peek into the legend, but does decide to go for it. In the end, is able to get away with his life, repositioning all the way now back towards CT. I like this setup. You've got Cabby tucked into a sandwich, and you've got Manx playing very close. So you're not expecting a second play to be so close, particularly with Salazar deep with the AWP. We'll see if he's able to get anything done with it. NBK taking a little bit of ground early. And Molotov might even just flush it out. No, it's going to be a deep one to get distinguished early. Body peering on out over. Not quite going to spot Cabby yet, but he is going to get an amazing tap on the Salazar. No opportunity. He is having the worst luck here on the A side. Someone just taps him out every single time.
Yeah, it's very rough. But again, ECSTATIC have got the correct read on the situation, I was going to say. But what can you do about that? Everyone's just collapsing on in. The 5-7 finds 1 kill, and that's it. Body's aim is clean right now. The amount of impact he's having on the server is so valuable to the Falcons, who keep on building, keep on pressing the advantage.
I feel like Falcons woke up this morning at like 8 a.m. and they were like, you know what, we're going to spend the next 12 hours or 10 hours in a headshot-only DM. No one's leaving. We're sitting down. No toilet breaks. You're headshotting for the next 10 hours in preparation because these shots have just been absolutely gnarly.
Triple nade stacking towards mid. It's not a bad idea because kennyS has been boosted up sometimes. He's been going for window peaks. However, of course, this is the round that he plays all the way far back. Falcons have got a good read on the economy, and Body just singing his praises, and he does one better. Immediately announces himself into the kill feed in round number 7. Might even push Salazar in for a further fight. Plenty of bodies, quite literally, over on the A-bomb site. Falcons just taking their time.
Yeah, no need to overstep the mark here. Should have a good read of where the situation is economy-wise. Let Body kill everybody over towards A. That's 3 that hit the floor. Might even get a chance at a 4th here. Kraken has tucked himself under the ledge. Will Body clear him? Does turn around, but Kraken a little bit sharper with the P250. Catches him before Body can reposition him, but now Masuta is here. He's ready to tap. Molotov over as well, and even one behind for good measure. Smoke does allow him to get back in towards Ninja, but his time is limited, as is Queenix's. A nice, clean, and easy, only losing 1 against the Pistols.
I know it's early into this half, into this series, but genuinely, I've watched a lot of Falcons, and I was watching them, obviously, when they first picked up kennyS, and I was seeing the trajectory of the team. This is honestly one of the most comfortable halves I've seen from them in quite a long time. Everyone just seems to be in their element right now. Everyone has a good fundamental understanding of not only where they need to be, but what the teammates need from them as well. This one is a pace change immediately with the reinvestment. It's a perfect time to call this as well.
Masuta, oh my god, able to adjust onto the player, swinging out close while he's going for this long-range duel. Cabby trying to get something back in response. HG over the top, but Masuta, he's over the top as well. Salazar does trade him out. Python did take a big chunk of damage there. Kraken about to punish NBK, trying to jump up into window. Maybe that pace does punish Falcons a little bit. There's still a 3-on-3 though. This AWP, they're aware of its presence, and look at the positioning towards jungle. This gets very difficult for ECSTATIC to find their way back in, particularly with Body hitting a shot like that.
That's such an important kill. Because now that makes Kraken doubt, and that smoke's only going to complicate things further. Salazar, it's so important and imperative that he doesn't overstep. Kraken thinking about going through the smoke, but his options have been severely reduced. But he has managed to try and get up the stairs, but Python's holding the entire time. No gaps in the defense, and if there are, they are being covered. Team Falcons 7-1.
Yes, it's great stuff from Falcons. Definitely not at all questioning the Mirage pick at this stage, despite the lack of recent form on it. It feels like with Body, they're feeling good on it. This one is looking a lot less close in their game yesterday, where they played with Body on Mirage. Just feels like everyone is hitting their shots so clean. Even a little boost now coming through, so pulling out every little cheeky trick. Salazar tries to get cheeky with it as well, but not going to be the case. Body has been vigilant in towards the Palace. Royal Guard. And there's another one to the tally. He is looking so sharp every shot. There's another 3 on the tally. Able to not make it a 4th. Dragon down to half. It's going to be Python that finishes the job. There's even a smoke wall bang in there from kennyS. Didn't see it, but you know it had to happen.
You're entering very dangerous territory now for ECSTATIC. Kraken really be the only one fragging on that team, so they kind of need to step up a little bit. Salazar will keep buying this AWP, but yet to see him fundamentally find the impact head-to-head with kennyS, or to be honest with you, head-to-head with Body. Just keeps losing out in every encounter.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen him lose more to the rifles and in straight duels as well. It's not like they've necessarily been flash plays or, you know, anything like that. It's just been head-to-head fights where just the raw aim of Falcons has been coming out ahead. B-side looking to be tested this time around. kennyS peering on over. Queenix, he's a little bit worried about it. Doesn't want to overextend. A flash comes through to enable that peek. NBK spotted and is still, while fully blind, able to find that kill on Queenix, but a good reposition from Kraken enables him to get the trade.
Yeah, but he's currently isolated. It's a good incendiary, but Python's already ahead of it. kennyS burning alive. The rotates need to come in thick and fast, otherwise the bomb site is going to be overwhelmed. Body on the lurk. Keeps providing further damages. Kenny's holding a sliver in towards the window. Salazar's able to creep round further forward. Manx is going to try and piece this one together with his teammate. Both rotating in from market.
Tricky retake, no smoke, just have to take the fight. One player spotted, good shot from Salazar. Python removed, but kennyS chimes in. Now Manx has to clutch it out. Knows at least where kennyS is. Here's on through, actually misses the opportunity. And it doesn't matter, Masuda is there holding him down as Falcons continue this incredible run on the T side.
And if you're ECSTATIC, you're now thinking, well, what needs to change? We've tried pushing in towards mid. They've been punishing us. We've been over-rotating to a bomb site. They've still been overwhelming. And the economy the entire time is in dire straits. You can see the repercussions of it now. You've got a couple of SMGs. It's just pistols on the board. Falcons, this is the best opportunity they're going to have to get double digits. And they've not really been putting a foot wrong so far on this T side. kennyS in Palace this time. Oh, even hits the adjustment. Cabby next up, not quite able to convert the no-scope. So that's an AWP upgrade at the very least. But Body wants to deny that possibility.
Well, he's flushed out now. Body almost caught out with the Molotov in hand. Just going for these fights. A lot of players on the side, but it doesn't seem to matter. These adjustments with the AKs are mechanical in nature. You can almost see the gears wearing in their wrists as they adjust onto the heads. Gets a little bit weird. They know where Cabby is with this AWP. Kraken is an unknown factor, so they have to be a little bit careful here, but they've got a lot of control in towards Connector and Jungle. Python can plant the bomb over there, even though Kraken comes in that position. There's no kit in play, and oh my god, what a no-scope from Cabby! That is unbelievable. Getting any more would be just so, because he has no time, no kit, and they know exactly where he is.
What? What a shot.
I think that was just like, okay, I'm leaving now, so I'm just gonna like fire for shot, and if it connects, it connects.
Yeah.
And it connected.
I mean, players do often go up there to get a little off angle when players cross over towards jungle. Normally, you're looking at the bottom of Palace on the way in, but I don't know. Maybe there's audio involved. I don't know, but that is spectacular. Nevertheless, it's a consolation. Unfortunately, that's the only saving grace. I'm struggling after that. The only saving grace for ECSTATIC is that he's able to hold on to it, so Salazar can get it again. But
they can actually get two, because they were keeping the money for this round, right? So Salazar already had that factored in. So dual ops, maybe that's the answer. Maybe.
Although it sometimes just feels a little bit desperate. But I guess that's where they're at, because you're 10 rounds down.
Cabby takes his towards Palace. We saw kennyS. Well, we saw kennyS now opening up the first kill as well. 2 rounds in a row that he's done that. Queenix, good adjustment, able to find that first one. Looking for the second ding comes through. Cabby, his shot. Body trying to punish. And NBK has opened up the B bomb site. In fact, that closes out the round. It's just Body here over towards A, and he might even try to do more damage.
And he should. 100%. Hang around, try and maybe lock these players in. It's information. If I'm Falcons here, I'm hunting this every day of the week. You've got so much money at your disposal, and ECSTATIC do not.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many rounds of play left either. Right?
No.
This has been a very fast half of
how long
Mirage.
have we been live for? Like 20 minutes?
It's like, they're speedrunning this. Look, we have to, if you've just tuned in and you're like, this is an absolute stomp, what's going on? kennyS is, going to win the Paris Major, blah, blah, blah. So ECSTATIC have played 7 maps of Counter-Strike today. They played a best of 5 and a best of 3, so I imagine they're probably feeling that pretty hard at this point.
You know, we've been praising Body. I think it's important to shout out his scoreline. 17-6 in 12 rounds of play.
They've been very clean kills as well. It's not like they're eco frags or anything. These have been like hard out man fights on the A side, long range against rifles, against AWPs. He's in fine form.
Can ECSTATIC collect any rounds? Suitor makes life hard on A. Manx just walks straight in. At least Salazar will trade. So that's a good response, and it might even allow Cabby to push the issue. Find some information towards A. Maybe even hear Body's footsteps as he's leaving.
Yeah, Body has been caught before, and we saw it last round. There's been a few times where ECSTATIC have pushed in towards A, so I think he'll be pretty clued in on this. Depends what angle Cabby holds here and whether Body decides to wide swing it. And in fact, he does, but Cabby is ready for it. Hits the headshot first. Now they are going to have a man advantage and make it 2. ECSTATIC looking for their second round here, unless kennyS and Python have something to say about it. Kenny picks up the bomb. He's going to group up with his teammate. They've got 2 players in B side itself. And A is kind of off limits unless they can get past Kragan. If you remove Kragan, it's open for business. But you know that Cabby was pushed in towards A main. So to me, that makes it feel like B is going to be your destination.
Unless Python can hit a nuts time in here. Kragan dealt with. And this whole time, Python's position's now unchecked. Kenny flashing over B. I think it's important he comes through connector because you want Python to be the linchpin. Instead, they're just going to split over towards A. Had an idea. Where on earth has Cabby got to? Low HP, but his position is really imperative. Smoke down. The bomb can potentially be denied, but it hasn't been. Cabby waiting for his teammates, and now kennyS is thrown into a 1 versus 3.
He thrives in this environment. Looking for more kills. That's the first one. Second player swings around. Shot fired off, but Kenny dodges it. Playing now around the smoke. Could swap to the Tech 9. Both players are low, but wants to use his signature gun. Tagged, and that's enough of a bait to allow Cabby to swing out and take it. And get the second on the board for ECSTATIC.
Yeah, it gets very close, but I really like Cabby's decision-making there. More often than not, you'll see players that have got a good advanced position, such as ramp control, to maybe swing and try and deny the bomb. But instead, he waits, he remains as the unknown entity, and then takes the 2 versus 1. Playing the advantages to the finest degree, earns ECSTATIC a second round. The best they can hope for is double, 4 rounds. And honestly, that's crucial. They need all of them.
Salazar changing up, going over towards B this time. Not on there at the moment. Python is deep in towards T side of apartments, holding for any pushes through underpass. Falcons are very much spread out at the moment. They're waiting to see if ECSTATIC will go for any of these pushes that they have been wanting to do quite a bit. It's good to see them, despite this massive round lead, not trying to over push it, still playing good, disciplined Counter-Strike. A lot of presence from the CTs over towards 8. 4 players over on this side of the map. That's come off Salazar having that long angle through that pixel gap deep in towards B.
I like Kraken's attempt there to try and see behind the Molotov that he threw in towards Palace. But his toes got a little bit burnt. Here comes the flashes. Here comes the commitment. Kraken standing strong. Python goes 1 for 1, but they got no idea about Manx. And the flashbangs are perfect from ECSTATIC. Everyone is secured. Cabbi, that is a fantastic transfer. 3 in the round. And it's another good resistance. ECSTATIC are trying to bounce back.
I can't believe Cabbi gets that 2nd kill onto kennyS, let alone the 3rd kill. He's really fired up here. You can tell he's definitely still feeling the adrenaline from all the Counter-Strike he's played today. That was a fantastic round from Cabbi. Just swinging out wide into the open and taking the fights, winning all 3. Very impressive. A 4th still absolutely necessary here for ECSTATIC. But now, off the back of those 2 rounds that they've picked up, they'll be maybe feeling a little bit of the confidence that potentially been shattered early on coming back.
Important gunfight. It's the body Manx standoff this time in towards Palace. So often has been body on top. But instead, Manx swings just as the utility is primed. That's a good opener for ECSTATIC.
Cabbi stabbing on through the smoke, not connecting. Kraken has found Masuta as well. NBK eventually strikes back. Salazar removes kennyS though, so it puts NBK and Python now in the 2v4. Python brought down to half. Sun's looking good for ECSTATIC. Salazar, a missed shot though, gives NBK an opening, but it's only temporary. Python with the trade immediately, can get the bomb down. It's a quick rotation from Queenix. He's already into a VP. Python swinging on out, not quite ready for him. And ECSTATIC are going to come through with the defuse and end the half with 4 rounds.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Falcons put up a incredible T-sided display here on their map pick of Mirage. And now for ECSTATIC, it's a long way back in. But every step does begin with a pistol in this second half. And a quicker play. It's a repeat of what we saw out of the Falcons.
Tell you what, I feel like the break between halves is longer than the first half of play. Alright, Masood up. Opportunity here, drops the smoke. They run through the flames, getting singed, doing a lot of damage here. And now they're trying to overwhelm him with the Glocks, and they do just that. Salazar gets the headshot. Cross over to the ESTCabbi, trying to take the fight further forward, but is punished for it. Salazar with another, but the kills are 1 for 1 each way. Bomb has been planted though, and it's a player advantage for ECSTATIC, Body and kennyS. There's a kit on Kenny's back. Pushing the way forward now, trying to find these players, but they are tucking in. Kenny does spot one on towards default, and Queenix swings on out. Body now with 2 HP, just wants to get out of there with his armor.
That's a really well played round by ECSTATIC for a multitude of different reasons. The first one, for example, is just running through the incendiary, and the reason why is because look, ECSTATIC can be taking these close range gunfights anyway. They're going to press the issue because the Glock works better at closer ranges than the USP. Falcons are only going to be aiming for the head anyway, so regardless, it doesn't matter too much what the HP values are. Secondly, when they crunch on towards the back of the bomb site, the way that 2 of the players jump and then they air strafe, which completely dissuades the crosshair, allowing easy kills towards the back of it. It was honestly so sick. Really enjoyed watching that.
If we're going to need to see a bit more from them, but a good start to their T side. Falcons are fully investing back into it. Body, the man of the hour, with that armor recovered, is going to buy a FAMAS around it. And, oh, it does not get to hold on to it for a second there. Thought he was going to get blown out of the server. Almost is. Nice tag onto Cabby. Body takes even more chip damage. It's still alive.
Oh. Masuda, you've been spotted out towards the back of B. Salazar ends his life, and that also ends the round for the Falcons. Would rather save over the Kevlar, try and put the best foot forward into the follow-up, because you're not investing in anyway, so you might as well bring in a buy that's just as strong as the previous. Might even be hunted here, but I very much doubt it. ECSTATIC, consecutive rounds in a row, starting to build, show a bit of life here.
I think if Cabby had a bit more HP, he might go for the hunt. No one to drop his Mac 10 to either. And yeah, that round really hinged off Body finding something early, but ECSTATIC just punished it in towards mid. The nades were fantastic, and he almost gets taken down through the smoke. But at least they get to hold on to the rifle. They get another chance next round. ECSTATIC closing the distance. Maybe they just need a little bit of time to get warmed up into the server, Brandon.
Maybe. Definitely still plenty of scope in it for Falcons just to wipe the floor with ECSTATIC. I don't think that will really happen too much into this one, though. As we already previously mentioned, it's everyone juggling. Body gets the FAMAS back, though. That's nice of NBK. Another nade stack. This time nobody is home. I really like this pace. Just injected in from ECSTATIC. They're really demanding the respect of the Falcons. That's good spam. But now the rifle has positioned itself over towards short. And I've got no doubt the Body's heard all of this. Doesn't matter. Deleted. Dealt with. Just one more at the back of sight. And Python is removed as well. Really nice stuff from ECSTATIC. It's flawless here.
I was really worried about them into that round. With the 3 players stacked over towards B, the FAMAS in position while there's 2 players already spotted on site, so he's kind of been baited out. And also that chip damage done by NBK spamming through the smoke. It felt like Falcons had the perfect setup to deal with what ECSTATIC were going to be throwing at them, but just not having all of the weaponry, and ECSTATIC just winning every single one of those fights. It really hinged on the FAMAS doing a lot of work, and unfortunately wasn't so.
It's interesting to see the pace changes now, because you've got a full investment here for the Falcons. ECSTATIC, they're still on these bonus weapons, so it wouldn't surprise me if they still try to do something a little bit more punchier out the gate, maybe a straight execute. Cabby can provide a nuisance, a distraction in towards connector. Body is worried about that possibility, but meanwhile, the rest of the forces are grouping towards this A ramp. It looks to be a set play.
It is a good defensive setup here from Falcons, but not if Body is removed early. Cabbi does strike. NBK now holding in towards Connector, but Cabbi can just sit here while the rest of the team makes the play. Python, though, doubles up in towards ramp. Even a third as the flash comes through. They all fall. Python stands tall. Just hit completely negated. Cabbi, the hinge part is now rusted. Mac 10 in his hand, getting chipped apart by NBK.
Yeah, what an awesome round. What a really good response from Python. What's exciting about this Falcons lineup is you feel like any of them have the potential to pop off at any given opportunity. And whilst the first kill does fall ECSTATIC's way, it's Falcons who triple up with an immediate response. You lose connector control, you need to take another part. You can't be confined just to the bomb site. And it's really well worked. Not expecting Python to find the third, but he does. Such conviction.
That was one of the pieces I think people were wondering, was whether Python would be staying as part of the mix. And, well, he's proving his worth here at the moment. Almost an opportunity in mid there. Salazar, again, lucky. That fight with Body could have really gone either way. Instead, it's a bit of a stalemate, bit of damage done, but that's it. ECSTATIC slowing it down now after being tempered in the prior round. We can see I got that kennyS with Python set up in towards ramp. That's the setup we saw on ECSTATIC CT side. A common setup. It might not even be needed. Body doubles up in mid, playing around the smoke. Drops 2 with clean headshots.
And even puts the incendiary down in towards Palace, so Kraken can't lurk, try and trade out the kill. Very difficult. Especially when Masuta steps in from short and deals with Salazar. Everything is just falling into place right now for Team Falcons. Concede the control in mid, make ECSTATIC feel like they've got the security of it, but no. This entire time, there's a smoke put down by Body that allows him just to see over the top. It just works out to perfection. Falcons in touching distance to close the Mirage.
Not a single point of damage done by ECSTATIC to Falcons that round. And not only is that obviously, good for Falcons, they won all their fights cleanly, but it also just shows just how they were out-positioning ECSTATIC completely. So there were so many times that players got caught off guard then. We saw the Body double kill. We saw, I think, 2 players get shot in the back coming through jungle connector. So just out-positioning by Falcons, keeping it clean. And starting this round with a bang. Manx brought down incredibly low early. Kraken also takes a bit. They're going to be funneled now over towards B, not wanting to touch that A setup again.
There's not much utility for the CTs, but over towards B you have got the nade. Nicely timed. But you've also got the incendiary on NBK, so you can put that down, maybe at the base of the window here. They cover this soon from the off angle, lines them up. The spray's good for 2. And now NBK on a swivel. Again, it's a similar situation where he needs to survive a little bit longer, because that's the bomb site compromised. And with that incendiary thrown down in, Falcons are delayed on the retake.
Yes, ends up still being a good side take despite that damage done by Masuta. Body able to get past. Kraken brought down low. Body removes him. kennyS, he's been chipped as well with the AWP. He'll be okay with that. Smoke dribbled forward. Cabbi, though, holding from this deep angle, hits the shot, leaving Kenny all alone, trying to find either of these players. Bit of an edge revealed from Cabbi as he jiggles on in. He's going to give anything more. He does actually give Kenny the fight. And that's not going to entice him to maybe look to see if he can clutch this one out. Salazar is still here with full HP, but Kenny's got a kit. Not a lot of time to work with. Would have to hit this shot immediately, and it doesn't come through. Salazar is patient. ECSTATIC will take the round.
Yeah, that's nice for Salazar to jump out the window as well to support the player at short. Because although he's got the off angle as they cross in towards the back of the bomb site, if Salazar's in apartments there, it's difficult for him to trade. It's a really narrow angle. By him dropping down, he can immediately swing off the contact wide. He can control the distance, and it makes it a lot harder for Falcons to try and attempt that retake. 13-8, it's really good, and it's encouraging to see that ECSTATIC are building back into this game. There's still a huge deficit to try and overturn, and the money is Still not in the best state of affairs, but it's nice to see them alive and kicking here on Mirage compared to the disastrous start that they were facing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember this was, what, 11-1? Or like 10-1? It was something absolutely obscene at one point. So ECSTATIC have done well just to bring this back on the T side. Getting that 4th round on the CT side set them into a position to be able to do that. This return Falcons might be off a little bit. 3 players in through Palace. Cabbi almost removes body, 1 HP as he gets away, and now he can't really fight in towards A either. The kennyS does strike with his AWP. Now he's the one that can come through connector. The hit comes out over the top, body peeks on up with 1 HP and still manages to get a kill. Kragan pushing on board, trying to take the ground. Smokes have been deployed, and it's getting difficult for ECSTATIC now. All the Falcons are honing on in on his position. kennyS swings on out with a quick shot, flicks and removes Kragan. Python strikes as well, leaving Max all alone. He's able to get that first kill, but that's when Masuta strikes and gets the 14.
That's disgusting. I mean, what a shot from kennyS, and then he dips back through. It's Falcons just swinging on each other's contacts from so many different angles. ECSTATIC are completely overwhelmed. And that's just really nice team play from the CT side, making sure that ECSTATIC's execute is completely stamped out. Look at what it's left them with. Tech-9s, a smattering of utility here and there, but they're all in. They've invested everything. Trying to play not for overtime, but for the round win. And this quick pop on towards the A bomb site could decide ECSTATIC's fate.
kennyS, the only defender, but he's the man that you want to be here if you're going to be going for this hit. Body has made his way through connector as well. The flash is over the top. Utility was deployed by the CTs to slow this down, but now they are slowed no more. Pushing on through with the Tech-9s. kennyS, he's stuck on close here, and Cabbi swings on around and removes him with the Tech-9. Picks up the AWP as well as that bomb gets planted. So the hit, it is successful, and they do get it down.
Nade not quite finding the mark. 5 versus 3. But Python is coming in from CT, but Queenix. Oh, look at those taps out of the Tech-9. 3 in the round. ECSTATIC pull a rabbit out of the hat.
That's unbelievable with the Tech-9s. 5 kills, 3 each way. Those last 3 from Queenix were phenomenal. That's an AK level of kind of transfer there, just hitting every single tap. And it felt like Falcons had everything in position, right? They had kennyS on the side, body rotated over, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, timeout being called as well. Falcons need a breather. They've been absolutely sucker punched by that force investment. kennyS just overwhelmed. I really like the proactivity of ECSTATIC. They know the orb's isolated at the back of the bomb site, and they just swing on him. Just so many players get into a swarm, and suddenly, definitely after that round, ECSTATIC, they're going to be fueled on confidence. If that doesn't light a fire into their belly, give them a second wind, I don't know what will.
Well, now we see a similar setup that we saw earlier in the first half. We have a flash with a bunch of USPs. NBK in charge of flashing his team out. That Molotov, though, is going to land exactly where they were intended to run through. So now they're going to charge on through and straight into the meat grinder. Everyone dies in about a second flat.
They're getting there. The gap is closing. And if you're Falcons here, I mean, you can invest, sure, but you're not going to have everything. You're not going to have a premium purchase. Look at the utility here. Nothing on Masuta. Nothing on kennyS. I think maybe a compromise would have been a better decision here. Maybe a half buy just to ensure that you have everything. You still got rounds to play with.
They do have a lot of confidence that they're playing with, particularly with body having such
fair.
an unbelievable performance. Yeah, 22-15, kill through the smoke. I think he'll be happy holding an M4 instead of, you know, 5.7 or something like that.
That's fine. He can shut me up. Especially when he's playing like that. I mean, that is unbelievable. And there's kennyS. That's a 2-player advantage now for the Falcons. You've even got a deep ramp presence in Python. Kragan, if he's being loud about this, which it looks like he might be. Oh. Could have been heard, but Salazar nearly catches out kennyS. But that position has now been revealed, although ECSTATIC were trying to make inroads towards B. Masuta, a really dependable pair of hands. It's Kragan versus 4.
What can you ask of him? That's the first one, but bodyy sitting on back is able to dispatch him. Falcons get up to map point on their map pick. It's taken a bit for them to get here. It was 11-1. We'll reiterate that. But now they finally get there at 15-10. ECSTATIC's comeback on this T side is quelled for the moment. They still have more opportunities to do so, but it felt like that round was always in Falcons' hands. Every fight set up for them to win. Masuta in particular, those long-range fights with the A1S. Worth noting, all the Falcons are using A1Ss still. Just an interesting observation. Does seem to be working out for them. Nice tracking from Kenny as well. Gets the opener into this round.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the buys are for Falcons over at Nuke. There's an interesting take I have, but I'll save it for the second map. I feel like ECSTATIC could be pretty happy with this, to be honest, all things considered. Because their T side's been quite effective, and when they head over to their map pick, that's where they'll be starting as well. So it should give them a little bit of confidence. Falcons' momentum has slightly been reduced, but it's been impressive nevertheless. Kragan has actually slipped out through this ramp smoke. kennyS wasn't aware of his positioning, but we'll find him anyway. Quick trade allows an opportunity for an A-split, though.
Yeah, Kenny's going to be under pressure here from Ramp. Cabbi, in fact, swings on through, manages to catch off Python. Now he can play this pincer position. Kenny's found one through the smoke, but is traded immediately, putting it into this 2v2. Cabbi could just end it all here. Gets the first one, but doesn't spot out NBK, so he's managed to slip through a bit of a gap here. Smoke does land in connector, and he wants to be silent about it, walking all the way around top mid. In fact, not being given anything here, so I'm looking like he wants to give this a fight. You can see that they don't have enough for a full buy into the next, so holding on to this M4, actually even picking up that AK that's on the ground there, might be the best he can hope for.
Yeah, the AWP's irrecoverable as well. That's all the way over at CT. Salazar might go and grab that one after the bomb explodes. Yeah, they're heading around towards it. But really nice work from ECSTATIC. The kill that Cabbi gets in towards connector, and then the state of mind just to walk through the smoke, catch off Falcons players caught in transition as they're trying to deal with the ramp distraction. It is just really well timed. And as a result, they stay alive for one more round.
Yeah, and it feels like Cabbi has really been the linchpin of all these critical rounds they've been picking up. You throw back to the opening up the Tech 9 round as well, and this just incredible triple kill he gets into that round just to get it over the line when it felt like Falcons were in a pretty good position. Python doesn't get caught out there by Cabbi, and then it's just all filtering into both him and kennyS, and that's a difficult duo to get past. See a pause coming through, much needed. Falcons here. That saved AK, but not too much else around it. Masuta has bought a Desert Eagle. So I think they are just going to fully invest into this. They're going to fight it tooth and nail.
Yeah, they have first stage loss bonus as well. So I feel like they kind of have to, especially with the money wearing thin on a few of the players. It's not going to be the best buy in the world. But even if they just chip away at some of ECSTATIC's economy, there's rounds to play. There's still 4 that ECSTATIC needs without making a mistake. If you make their lives harder by limiting the amount of utility they can bring forward and the weaponry, it wouldn't be too bad overall.
Got a game in our hands. Had one for a moment. 3 players playing into the site. The AK is here. The smoke's come through. Default being thrown out by ECSTATIC. Flash over the top, enabling the entries to come through. Max charging on through. Is going to get spotted. Player tucked in towards Firebox. Might go undetected here. Python goes down. That's when kennyS decides to swing out, but Queenix is able to adjust. Bomb gets planted before NBK can really do anything with that rifle that was saved over. Looking like he's not really going to get an opportunity at all. He is just bailing on out of that. Maybe running all the way around. Masuda peering on in. But really, their chances in this retake, very slim. A flash over the top to potentially recover a rifle, cause some damage. From Masuda, fine, peeks on through. Does spot one, but not given the kill, and he's going to back on out.
That's huge. The fact that ECSTATIC get out of there with everyone alive is really positive signs. They avoid the little trip hazard of the investment from the Falcons. And now they have to save. So whilst it is 3 weapons brought over, and 1 at a premium, the rest, it isn't ideal. This is a really good opportunity for ECSTATIC to reduce the gap to 2. And if anything, almost put the pressure on the Falcons, because they'd be thinking, like, we had this game in the palm of our hand and we can't close. ECSTATIC, they keep on building here. They keep on growing. There is a chance that we see the full 30.
Not a position I thought we'd be in after that first half. Execute on towards the B bomb site. 2 players in towards short. They're the ones that have to defend it. Smoke's been dropped. Kraken charging on through. Doesn't actually spot on that jiggle. And he's punished. MBK takes him down. And even gets a second as well before he's traded out. That's a huge amount of damage. That is the 1 rifle though. Now, that bomb going to be planted. An interesting part of this puzzle is that Cabbi is still in towards top mid, holding short. No one is coming through short. Everyone is coming through the apartments.
And no one's holding it. Body fluffs his lines. And as a result, Salazar can look in, but QueenX is still dispatched of. kennyS, Python, they're all here. They're being overwhelmed. And as you mentioned, Cabbi's on short this entire time. Tucked in. The bomb, it is planted for him, thankfully, and kennyS is removed. But now Python has the information. Flashbang through, time's running out. There's no kit because it's on the floor instead. ECSTATIC and Cabbi just about get that round over the line.
That one gets a lot closer than it had really any right to being. I don't know how NBK doesn't get spotted there. It definitely was seen. I feel like it was definitely seen. We all saw it on our screen, but just the intensity of it, the quick swiveling around doesn't quite register immediately. And NBK is allowed to get a double kill there, which gives Falcons a potential way through, but having that player in towards short at the tail end for ECSTATIC is just a closer. That there's no utility for Falcons to be able to at all take that. They had to kill him immediately as their only way through. But hey, they bring the AWP over, so Kenny is able to get that without a full investment. Body, oh my god, the flashback keeping him alive and enabling him to get a kill as well.
Alright, that is ridiculous. Body, I don't know how he does it. Round in, round out, you watch this guy and it's like, how on earth? QueenX, all the meanwhile over at B, is dispatched of 2 players that were thinking of pushing. Oh my, oh my. Lucy, this is really got the distance. I am incredibly impressed by ECSTATIC's ability just to bounce back mid-map, mid-game, and just recover the situation.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. What a comeback from ECSTATIC. The resilience on this squad. Considering, we mentioned earlier, just the amount of Counter-Strike they've played today. To be able to push this as far as they have, the full 30 rounds, potentially overtime. So NBK is doing some work here at the end.
Yeah, he's on for the quad kill. And again, significant damages onto ECSTATIC. The bomb's going to explode, though. It's really not going to be the end of the world for their economy. It's actually more imperative that QueenX finds this kill, because it limits NBK. It means that he can't drop body either. That's a really big pickup right at the end of the round.
Yeah, it'd have been huge to keep over. Would have allowed them to have a very comfortable buy here. Kenny's still going to get the AWP out, but means for masses on a couple of players. fact, 3 players. I think NBK might even go for one as well. Yeah, he does. Even though he had technically enough to get the A1S out, he wants the utility because the rest of the team doesn't really have any. So kennyS with the AWP is really the big man in this round. Just Fameye around him.
Yeah, the French men with the French guns. Let's see it. Flashbang over the top. Trying to set up Python. He's now feeling a little bit pressured. Body is here. Is that Molotov going to spread to him? Yes, it is. So it's going to have to force him back through. And that allows Manx to strike.
Just coming through. NBK does get one back in response. Flashes over. So much damage being done here. And Body finds another. Tapping on through. Masuda removes Queenix. And Body drops one more. Salazar now left in the clutch. kennyS trying to go for the shot here. Everybody's whipping. But in the end, Falcons come out ahead. It took all 30, but we got there.